you want to sit here?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Stand up
Good
and
morning,
get closer
ladies
if
and
you want.
gentlemen. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak at Richmond Rotary, and special thanks to Mr. Mo for inviting me here today. So as Mr. Mo said, I'm a rising junior at Salesian College Preparatory. Scholarships Without Borders started out as a small project actually in 8th grade, but it turned out to be something much bigger. It started in 8th grade, and it's a bit of a transition year, as most of you know. It's the end of middle school, starting in high school, and it was actually, our school was having an awards night, and all these kids were being recognized for all their accomplishments, and I was lucky enough to get many awards myself. And I felt bad for all my friends who didn't get recognized, and they deserved it as much as I did. And I felt like that was really unfair. And so I realized that it's not just my school, maybe not just all the schools in this district, it's all around the world. So I decided that I'd use the money that I received through scholarships to help other people who don't get these scholarships. So my first projects were in India, the Bye Bye Bare Feet project. It was in May of 2013, and I was in India in Shimoga where my mom grew up. And I was able to donate 40 pairs of shoes. And when we heard back from the teachers, they were having to attend a drill session like for earthquake drills and things like that. And the kids never felt like they could represent their school in a good way because they always were dressed up in ratty clothes and never looked like clean. So when they dressed up in this new uniform that we provided, the chief police officer was really surprised to see them all well dressed. And since they don't get much money because they're a government school, it made a really big impact, and I understood how something so small could make such a big impact on someone else's life. And we had another project called the Back to School project in June of 2014, where we donated even more shoes, some books, some notebooks, some pencils, erasers, things like that. And the teachers at that school were concerned because they have PE just like we do here, and it was dangerous for them to run around with no shoes, like they get injured. So we were able to get them shoes, but the thing is, none of them knew their shoe sizes. For us, we're like, oh, off the top of our head, oh, I'm a 7.5. They didn't even know what their shoe size was. And for me, that was like, how do you not know what your shoe size is? So I remember the teacher was like, oh, they're like kids in a candy shop going to see all these new shoes, choosing the shoe size, putting it on. And I was like, that's just a great experience to know about. And this summer actually, I had the experience of going to Spain with my family. And we do this every year as a cultural immersion kind of thing. And I contacted some youth oratories in the Salesian community, and I actually got a response from a halfway home supervisor in Valencia. And he told me that the government does provide some funds, but they're quite insufficient for the kids there. And the kids who come there, they have problems in their families, they can't really go back to their families to stay with them. So they're lucky enough to live there, and they get food, they get an education that is one of the top educations in that city. And then so I was able to order some sports equipment, send it over to them, and then when we actually came to that city, I was able to go meet the kids, hand it out to them, see their faces. And things that we take for granted, like we're talking about ordering stuff online, it's not as easy as you think. They have things like Spanish tax IDs, you can't use American credit cards like American Express, and all those kinds of things. So it was really difficult. You encounter all these problems that you wouldn't expect, and it really gives you these kinds of experiences. And these kinds of projects are what we want to focus on from Scholarship Without Borders. And I'd appreciate all of your help in getting new ideas, finding children who need help, and of course donations. And I also have folders on all these tables if you want to learn more about my organization. And thank you for the time and this opportunity to speak.